New video now shows the incredible efforts of a helicopter pilot jumping into action to save a dozen people from the rising water.
The pilot owns a private helicopter business, so that typically includes date nights, tours of the city, fun things like that. But when he got a call about people stranded on rooftops trying to escape the flooding, he didn't hesitate to hop in his chopper, brave the storm, and go help. As floodwater raged through Humphreys County, many scrambled up trees or onto rooftops, praying for help.
And then got a call from a woman who was pretty frantic and distraught that her brother, who she was in contact with, was trapped on a roof with his two daughters.
Helicopter pilot Joel Boyers didn't hesitate. He rushed to the airport and headed to Waverly.
I saw just the whole town engulfed in water. There were two houses that were on fire. There was just fire trucks everywhere.
Boyers first zeroed in on two men sitting on a roof. He navigated his chopper through power lines and debris, hovering close enough for them to step in. He brought them to higher ground, then headed back for more. This video shows the emotional moment loved ones were reunited thanks to his efforts.
Most of them were visibly shaking. They had been up there for a long time. Most of them were cold. Some of them didn't have clothes on because the flood, were in partial clothing because the flood pulled their clothes off. So they're sitting there freezing in the rain.
Adrenaline rushed through him as he continued rescuing people desperate for help.
Pretty devastating, especially because I couldn't help a lot of people that I wanted to. It would have been way too dangerous.
Boyers kept going until first responders arrived in their choppers, rescuing 12 people in all.
I knew I couldn't say no without trying. I couldn't have lived with myself. All I was thinking about was my daughter on a roof, you know.
He's gotten many calls from people saying thank you, but Boyer says he felt this was his duty, and helping others by doing something he loves meant a lot to him, too. Boyer says he has 6,400 hours of flight time, and he has experience in devastation areas and in navigating through small spaces. So all of that helped prepare him for this moment.
Well, it really was a huge change for them. Now they cannot even go back to their home. I'm standing in a neighborhood right now, and right behind me is debris on this road, and it looks a lot like it does throughout this part of Waverly over here that was impacted by the flooding. But these unlivable conditions are causing people to look elsewhere and figure out their next steps. Today I spoke with Billy Ray Rushing and his daughter, Annie Rushing. Billy Ray actually lives in Paris, Tennessee, but was living with his daughter here in Waverly at the time while he recovered from a recent car crash. The two tell me driving to higher ground saved their lives, but not the home.
It was frightening. It was frightening. Because I was thinking if that car don't start, we could get drowned. And just thank to the Lord that car didn't fail starting. It started right up.
It was awful. I got all shook up and I come back and my apartment was gone.
Well, Annie tells me, and you just heard from her right there, she tells me that the only clothes that she does have are the ones that are on her back. They had to leave the house immediately in order to get into their car to drive to higher ground, but are thankful that they are safe and that they are alive. Now looking to next steps, they're hoping to receive some assistance through FEMA.
The Reeves family lived here, and tonight a woman wants her father, who opened those doors right there to let his family out, to be remembered as a hero. Joseph Reeves loved his family more than anything in the world. His daughter Rachel tells me he was always willing to give to others. When the floodwaters came rushing through their Waverly home, Joseph had to make a quick decision and open the doors and encouraged his wife and 18-year-old daughter to get out. His wife has stage 4 cancer, who isn't able to be in cold water because of her treatment. Rachel was on her way over to Waverly after getting a message from her sister telling her she loved her. Thankfully, Rachel's mother and little sister made it, but sadly, her father didn't. Tonight, Rachel describes the terrifying moments where her family got separated.
They were just telling each other how much they loved them and giving hugs and love, and somehow he found the strength, and I think he just used all his strength there, and he didn't have any more left to give.
The Reeves family says they're overwhelmed with the support they've received from the community and want to thank everyone who's helped them.
And here at the Brookside apartment complex in Waverly, it is not hard to look around and see vehicles just like this one that are washed up in folks' backyard. But it's also not difficult to find volunteers who are dedicated and even sleeping out, camping out overnight to make sure families get what they desperately need.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
We got a guy here, man. He needs everything.
Okay, let's go.
In the parking lot of the Hope Center Ministries thrift store, volunteers are nonstop.
Go inside. We got clothes in there. You go get whatever you need.
We have a couple lines. It's been a hot mess today.
But Jeremiah Fitzgerald knows they're doing their very best to fill every cooler with basic necessities to keep this community fueled.
It's been heartbreaking. It really has.
Right now, no one knows the pain of Saturday's deadly flooding more than Doris Luton, who lost her 59-year-old sister, Mary Luton.
I lost my sister. It's real sad. She's going door to door trying to help everybody out, and she lost her life.
Today, Luton is thankful for buckets of supplies and volunteers who understand this recovery process is long-lasting and requires patience.
If the parking lot is full, please just be patient with us because, I mean, we have ATVs, people pulling up on four-wheelers because they're getting to areas that have just been decimated.
Tonight, teams are asking those who are able to donate to please keep the supplies flowing.
We need push brooms, we need Windex, we need cleaning supplies, gloves, brushes.
There's people that's going to be sleeping here overnight to help because, I mean, we're going to have to be here 24/7.
Letting families faced with unimaginable heartbreak know their community has their back.